4:20 on a Tuesday afternoon. Awe Elemensa. I'm Quinn.
it?
This is Dave. It's a DQ Central show. And we came across something quite interesting. Okay. So, you all know our feelings about licenses. Fuck licenses. Unfortunately, that's the way the world's going. So even though we think fuck licenses, we have to realize that licenses are going to go fuck you. We're here to stay. So, that being said, Business Insider. Now, they're not a small concern. They're a serious concern. Business Insider South Africa, 22nd of April, how to get a license to grow dagga for the export market. There's an actual, a whole little thing. Sorry if I just grabbed that there, Dave. So there's a couple of people that have actually managed to get licenses. I was chatting to one of them yesterday. Yes. He was brying on my stoop. Apparently we know people at the DQ Central show. Okay, but yeah, here's the thing. Guys, the South African government has no problem, zero problem with you growing shit tons of dagga and exporting it.
Yeah, like we said last week. Yeah,
like we said, there is no problem with it. You can get a license all willy-nilly. Okay, when I say willy-nilly, it's going to take a little bit of like pushing here and there. But you can get a license to export. Here's the thing. It's got to, there are certain standards that have got to be met. And Dave, I'm going to give you see those figures. But let me tell you now, the people that we've been speaking to that are involved, you're going to need, realistically, at least 10 bar.
Yeah.
10 million rand to set up a decent grow facility with all the things that are necessary, all the security and systems in place and all sorts of stuff.
I mean, they're the saying.
Why so much? Well, here's the whole thing. Do you really think the government cares about your little garden grow? No, they don't give a shit. They give a shit about the 14 tons that you could possibly export every month.
And pay tax.
And pay tax on. That's what they give a shit about. If your garden grows too big, they're not nailing you for too much dagga. They're nailing you for tax evasion. That's what it is. SAP, we know you watch. Told you yesterday.
They're saying here there's no limit currently on how much dagga you can grow, eh?
We know this.
So like, yes, you can grow 500 hectares if you've got a license.
Okay. You know the guy that I'm talking about, him and his family on either side of you know I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. Has been to a legal grow. I know where it is. I know who the people are involved, all sorts of stuff. It's quite interesting, really. But have you ever seen 1,000 hectares of boom in one place, bro?
Yes.
That's in South Africa.
I wouldn't leave.
They've got a license. Guys, the thing is, we know that cannabis is going to be corporatized. That's the reality. It's going to be corporatized. We would like to say, oh, it's the people's plant. And yes, it will always remain the people's plant. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, it can't get into the people's hands from your house. It has to be regulated.
But I'm still sitting on the other side of the fence on this, and I still disagree with it because it's this is going to the big corporates. It's not helping the guys that have been in this industry for the last how many years?
20, 30, 40
Our
years.
expert growers, we have these guys, we've seen some of the growers, and I tell you what, these oaks know their stuff. So, I'm a little bit very sad about that because, it should actually go back to the people, and the people should be involved, not just because I've got 10 bar, I can open a facility and I've given a big envelope and I've got my license, So, yeah.
I'm going to say this. The person that was visiting said something. When dealing in Africa, you have to realize one thing. You need the money for your project. And then you need the money to make sure it gets done. Okay. So the money that sort of greases the wheels. And it's sad. It's very sad. And it angers me that. But
it's the only way you get things done.
that person was telling me that they're going to be able to get medicine into many, okay, it's going overseas, we know that,
yes.
That's fine. But that is still going to get into people's hands.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one, guys. It's
Yeah, it
very,
is.
very difficult.
It is because, and you know, look, it's, like I say, you're a smaller guy. I mean, your guy that wants to sort of up and coming, he's been a small grower. He's grown, say, 10, 20 trees every year, whatever. He doesn't have the cash to start something
Not
like
a
this.
chance, bro.
You know, you couldn't. So that's the only thing. Corporate.
Bro, let me tell you this as well. And I hate to say this to all of you out there that think you are really exceptional growers. I sat with somebody yesterday and here's Dave to back me up. He was on my stoop as well with us. This is arguably one of the best growers in the country.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if not. And this is some serious stuff. This guy knows what he's doing. He's been involved in projects overseas, locally. He knows what he's doing. And he's going, it is just crazy for the young guy. You won't be able to break him.
Yeah.
He says, that being said, if you think you know a lot about weed, this is a guy that is considered he's done all the exams and shit, but he's considered a master grower by his peers.
Yes.
And he goes, Quinn, I know fuck all.
Yeah.
About
There's
this
so much to know. There really is. I mean, I was chatting to somebody again during the week, and they were saying, geez, but you know so much about cannabis. I said, I do and I don't. And you know, there's so much
Stuff
to
we
learn,
thought was that we thought was concrete, nailed down with cannabis has changed.
Yeah. It's
Completely.
constantly changing. These studies and that coming out. But yeah, guys,
Okay.
we're at what?
4:27
and 41 seconds.
Yo, I'm glad you can see that.
Oaks, have a blessed one. Send us your thoughts.
Away,
Take it easy,
Elemensa.